Welcome back, and now it's time for a Chris Stacey Easter special, because we've asked Chris to come up with a regular quiz all about classic TV. What you got?
Well, I get lots of letters from people who know all about TV, and in particular, all those famous bits that we can all vaguely remember. So I put together a telly quiz all about TV events of one particular year. And we're starting with 1976, and here's a reminder of what it was like. It was the year ABBA spent 12 weeks in the charts with Money, Money, Money. Harold Wilson started the year as Prime Minister, but handed over the keys to number 10 over to Uncle Jim Callaghan. Supersonic travel began, with Concorde flying to Bahrain and Buenos Aires. Jimmy Carter and his jelly beans were voted into the White House as the Americans celebrated 200 years of independence. And Sylvester Stallone shot to fame with the biggest film of the year, Rocky. But what were we watching on telly in 1976? Well, one of the big hits of 76 was The Duchess of Duke Street, a series about an Edwardian maid who ended up running a West End hotel. Question 1. Can you name the actress who played Louisa Trotter in The Duchess of Duke Street? 1976 also saw TV's first all-black sitcom. It was called The Fosters, and it was a hit with the viewers, even though it was panned by the critics. Now, question 2. The eldest son of the Fosters was played by someone who is now very famous in his own right. Who is he? Thames TV produced a drama called Rock Follies. It was about an all-girl group, and it won the 1976 BAFTA Award for Best Drama Series. Question 3. Can you name the band and the 3 actresses who starred in the Rock Follies? In 1976, the cult series The Avengers returned to our screens. Question 4. Patrick Macnee was revived as Steed, but what was the name of the characters played by Joanna Lumley and Gareth Hunt? Now, a new soap hit the screens in 1976 about 6 student nurses and their lives away from the bedpans. Question 5 is, what was the name of the hospital the Angels worked in? And finally, in 1976, one of the most popular comedy shows on the box at that time was Steptoe and Son, played by Wilfrid Bramble and Harry H. Corbett. Now, before I set the question, here's a reminder of the classic series, which can now be seen on BSB's Galaxy Channel.
Oh, that's good. You can make your breakfast without getting out of bed. If you put a tap on it, you could make your tea as well.
No, I'm afraid not. What if it leaks?
No, it could bring down the ceiling.
Most unlikely, sir. The skin is very strong. An elephant could walk across it without it bursting.
It is most comfortable. It's a sort of a rubbery feeling. It's like being on a line on the water.
Well, at least you won't have any more trouble with bed bugs. It'll drown the little bleeder.
Now, for question 6. What was the name of the old nag who pulled Steptoe's rag and bone cart?
Now, a couple of those have stumped me. I only knew a few answers there, but
Good.
if they know all the answers, what prizes do they get?
Well, we've got nothing related to them, I'm afraid. We've got a Neighbours video, which is Scott and Charlene, the love story, which is very sad, I cried at that, and a Coronation Street book, which is brilliant, because it's all about behind the scenes.
Right, good. So, to recap now, the questions are, name the actress who played Louisa Trotter in The Duchess of Duke Street. I knew that one. Who played Sonny, the eldest son, in The Fosters? Didn't know that one. Name the band and the 3 star actresses from Rock Follies. Name the characters played by Joanna Lumley and Gareth Hunt in The New Avengers. And name the hospital the Angels worked in. And last of all, name the horse from Steptoe and Son. If you're a real couch potato or sofa spud and you've got all those answers, put them on a postcard to Chris Stacey's TV Quiz, 31 West, John Gow Productions, and a second look at our address today, P.O. Box 582, London, SW15 6BN. That's P.O. Box 582, London, SW15 6BN.
But hurry, because we've only got 3,000 videos to give away.
Yeah.
On 14th of January this year, the Sunday Mirror launched a campaign to find a face for the 90s. The search was on for the girl to launch BSB's 5 brand new channels. The lucky winner will not only become the BSB test card girl, but win, among other things, a trip to Hollywood, a full day's TV training behind the scenes, and her very own BSB square-reel receiver. Alison Sharman went along to find out who would be the face of the 90s.
A face you will be seeing often. Now then, we have Rosemary joining us in the studio. Of course, we know you from your roles when you used to be much fatter than you are now, and I've got some slides which I was determined to show. So if we can have a look at them now, and perhaps you talk us through them. What's that one?
Oh, that's House of Bernarda Elba, which starred Glenda Jackson, Joan Plowright and Patricia Hayes.
What's that one?
That's a comedy series I did. I played Big Janet in a comedy series called Chance in a Million, which was with Simon Callow and Brenda Blethyn. And then that's the same series, down a sewer. Yeah, I get really nice locations, as you can tell, usually gasworks or sewers. Oh, that's the shop in Crossroads.
Oh, right. You're looking a little bit slimmer there, last of all.
Yes, probably, because I had actually been asked to put on weight since I was in Crossroads, so that's why I went up to 16 stone 10.
Yeah. Tell us about Crossroads, first of all, then, because that was your first main part, wasn't it? So how did you get that? There's a story behind the way you got that as well, isn't there?
Well, I went to meet the casting director, and she thought I was perfect for the part. But, as always, because I've never been anorexic, I've been, large all my life, she said, would you put on a bit of weight? So, before you meet the producer. So I went away to shops at Fortnum & Mason, said, can you tell me the most fatteningest cakes you've got, and have them all. And so I put on weight. And finally it was down between me and another girl, and I went along and read, and I got it.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I suppose at the time, because I just love working in television and just working on it every day, week after week. I mean, you learn so much.
And we're seeing you later on in the year as well, aren't we, in a series?
Thriller.
So,
called The Chain.
Is that pre-losing weight, or...?
It was in the sort of middle of my period when I was, I was sort of, I'd lost sort of half my weight, but I was still going.
On the way down?
On the way down.
And how did you find working in the theatre with Glenda Jackson as well?
Oh, that was wonderful. That was because I hadn't done any stage work for about 6 years, and I was quite nervous. But I mean, I was asked up for the part. Like everybody else had gone up for that stage play. They'd always wanted a part, and it was like I came up, at the back, and suddenly got the part, and so it was really nice.
Is there a part that you've always wanted to play, some role that you've always thought would be just right for you that you haven't yet played?
I think one day I'd like to play Cleopatra.
Why not? You'd be stepping into some quite famous footsteps there.
That's true.
You're certainly keeping working anyway. Thanks very much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
And now to a world where no one has a weight problem, because we're off across the Atlantic for today's Star File. Yes, we're back with the bold and the beautiful to meet the dashing young fashion designer, Ridge Forrester. We'll leave it to you to decide whether he's bold or even beautiful.
Tomorrow on 31 West, we're joined by actor Leslie Phillips, famed for his Carry On films, and most recently for his first-rate performance as the judge in the Granada documentary drama, Who Bombed Birmingham?
And he's also been in Chancellor as well, hasn't he?
He has very fine performance in that.
Right, we've saved this all show. Rosemary? No?
Thank you.
You sure?
No.
No,
Chris?
I've lost 2 stones since I've worked on this show.
Looks like I'm left with the egg.
I don't want any.
That's one nice thing about Easter, you always get a lot of chocolate left over. See you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.